Hey gents, Chris here. It's been a little while since I did a video. I'm sorry about that. A lot of my time has been focused on some other projects and work right now, namely a Fender Telecaster that just won't seem to paint the way that I want it to. Anyway, so work's been kind of busy, things have been a little bit nuts, but I'm back here tonight for a very special review. I would have done this yesterday because the item I was going to talk about came in the mail yesterday. However, I've been sick for the last couple days. You kind of can't hear it in my voice a little bit. But I was very, very happy a couple days ago that Ikon released its Shavecraft 102 slant head. They were offering it for $35. I went online, I picked it up, paid $5 for shipping, and it came to me from Texas, and I'm here in Michigan, in 2 days. Hats off to Ikon for really, really super fast shipping. Everyone seemed to get theirs kind of like that, same moment. So I have that here tonight, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Ikon Shavecraft 102 slant head compared to the Generation 1 slant that I have. And I'm going to be shaving with it, so you guys are going to see my inaugural shave with this bit of hardware, which I have right here. This is what's called a humpback design. One end of the head is actually quite thicker than the other. If you can't see right here, as compared to that, it kind of thins out. Whereas with the old head, it is the same on each side. And actually, you might be able to see a little bit of what I'm going to talk about here. So, this is the head. It's a brand new feather blade. I just put that in. What I'm going to be shaving with tonight is going to be, we've got Katie's Bubbles LPV. Amazing smelling stuff. Probably my absolute favorite at this point. And I'm also going to be using my Simpson Duke 2 and Best Badger. So I'm going to go ahead and get lathered up here. Get the lather going in my bowl. I do a bowl lather. I'm not a face lather kind of guy. Just kind of one of my idiosyncrasies, I guess. A lot of guys are face lathers. I don't particularly care for it very much. I like to be able to kind of control what's going on in the bowl. Works a lot better for me. So, hope everyone's been doing well. Things are a little bit cold here in Michigan on Halloween. We actually had some of that God forbidden white shit fall from the sky, which has been a little bit of a nightmare. We took the little man out for trick-or-treating tonight. Of course, he had to wear his winter coat underneath his costume, and a sock monkey hat underneath his firefighter helmet. Decided to go as a fireman this year. Mostly, he didn't really decide that. Basically, we decided it for him because he was scared of the Ninja Turtle costume that we got him. So that's my son Samuel for you. Alright, so I've got my lather right here, and I'm ready to go. So let's go ahead and do this. I got a nice hot shower today. It certainly felt warranted. It was a nice, cold, rainy day here in Michigan. Really nasty stuff. But finally got home. Took the boy out, and now it's time for some daddy time. So, Jesus. Making a mess all over the place here. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, this is the first, this is the inaugural with this little bit here. I almost grabbed the Generation 1, but that's not what we're doing today. We're doing the Shavecraft 102. Okay, initial thought. If I'm going to show you these up close, the Generation 1, the head or the blade is a little bit on a slant, but this one I think it's even a little bit more pronounced. And what I'm worried about a little bit is that when you're going to do like your when you're going to do your sideburn line, that you're going to get a little bit of an angle there, but what kind of complaint is that, I guess? So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. first impressions, very, very forgiving. Not very aggressive at all. Really quite nice. And, you know, I'm working with 3 days growth here. Okay. There we go. Not bad at all. Very nice. This, in its aggressiveness, reminds me very much so of the Gen 1 Slant, which had a very particular angle you had to take. There was no bad angle, so to speak. As a matter of fact, I think this is kind of indicative of all of Ikon's razors, in that they're a little bit more on the mild side. The Shavecraft 101, which is, to me, a flagship razor, that is also a very mild shaver, which I don't particularly mind. One of my favorite combinations to use my kind of Franken razor is a Gillette Tech head on one of the Ikon Bulldogs. So I prefer milder shaves. No real reason to get all aggressive with it. I don't find there is. You know, unless you've got really, really super coarse hair, which I think most people don't have. So there's certainly a place for it. I just don't know if it's with the majority of the population. So, now the one thing I will say that I'm able to get with the Gen 1 Slant is an almost baby butt smooth 2-pass shave. And usually that's a with the grain and across the grain. So let's see if I can get 2 passes out of this one and get where it is I normally can get. Okay, across the grain. Again, very, very mild. The audible feedback is not nearly as much as you get with the Generation 1. And I don't even want to talk about the Generation 2. The thing is that I'm an Ikon guy, believe it or not. I really like what Ikon does. I just think they make some stupid decisions sometimes. I love their razors. I just think that the way that they're going about business sometimes maybe not be the smartest. But then again, you know what? I don't know how big of a company is. I don't know how much Greg is learning as he goes. Who knows how long he's been doing this? But the issue is that the DLC razor, I think, is a farce. I don't think there's any difference. Blade loading on the Generation 1, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, is my understanding was just as bad as the Gen 2, or just as bad as the Gen 1. So, like I've said, and I say it half jokingly, spray painting it black doesn't mean it's a new generation of razor. And people say, oh, it's not spray paint. No, that's true, but you can see plenty of pictures out there of guys with their DLCs and the coating is coming off. So, yeah, I might be saying that somewhat facetiously, but it's somewhat serious at the same time. Okay. That's 2-pass shave. Yeah. A little bit of the corners right there is usually tough for me, but yeah, guys, I'm there. 2-pass shave and it's there. So, let's get some final thoughts on this. Very, very mild. I do like the fact that the blade loading in this model is significantly easier than a Generation 1. Now, you might ask yourself, well, what's the difference between the Generation 1, Generation 2, and this? Sex appeal. That's it. This is just such a beautiful razor. I have a love-hate relationship with this thing, okay? It's not my best razor. It's not one of my favorites, but in terms of slant razors, this is the most beautiful looking slant that's out there. And if we could just improve the blade alignment in this thing, it'd be perfect. Well, they've sort of done that with this one. Like I said, humpback design, 3 pieces. It's got this little line indicator right there that shows you how to put it together. You can't put this thing together wrong. The thing that's kind of interesting that I'll show you is the difference you see when you're going to spend the money on these things. Part of it you're paying for is the fact that it's being machined with stainless steel, right? And yeah, I'm no metallurgist or whatever, and I probably don't understand the actual legitimacy behind something being stainless, but I have to clean this thing on a quite regular basis, and this is the Gen 1 head. I will get corrosion and stuff under here if you leave a blade in it. No doubt, and maybe I shouldn't be leaving the blade in it, but I do. The Ikon Shavecraft 101 and this one are made of like an aluminum alloy. And yeah, while it may not be as sexy as the stainless steel, this thing is far more stainless than the stainless steel is. So this is less expensive to me, it's more lightweight. The blade alignment is much easier to do, and I have a feeling that if it's going to act anything like my Shavecraft 101, which my wife has pretty much stolen from me at this point, I have a feeling that there's no real reason to have any of the stainless steel heads, because this thing will not tarnish as easily as my Generation 1 will. So overall, do I like this? Yeah, I really do. I wish it had the sex appeal of that stainless one, but it won't. Fortunately, it's just one of those things I'm just never going to get rid of that Generation 1 because of that. It's just such a beautiful piece. But this thing is pretty nice. Gave me a really close 2-pass shave. I got a little bit of a nick here, but that's just because I'm jabbering while I'm shaving, which is probably not the best idea. But take some time to pick this up. Ikon, hats off to you with the shipping stuff, man. I mean, you guys just got that right out there. That's awesome. That's probably the fastest shipping I've gotten, other than maybe from How to Grow a Mustache, which is like, that's crazy fast, especially coming from Texas. So Shavecraft 102, pick one up. It's 35 bucks. What do you really have to lose? You should already have a bulldog handle, which I've talked about in another video. $35 for a slant head, not bad. Not bad at all. As a matter of fact, I would venture to say, well worth it. Pick one up today, go over to Ikon Razors and see if you can pick one up. Not sure how many more they've got left, but hopefully you'll be getting yours soon. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching tonight. Hope all of you are having a good one, and hopefully I will see you guys again soon, but let's hope there's no snow on the ground by that point. Have a good night.